Hey everyone, it's Angela Allen. Welcome back to Handmade, Homestead, and Garden. Well, it is the first week of March and we are still soaked in with at least a foot of snow on the ground. A lot of it's melted. We had a couple of warmer days, but a lot of it's melted. So I am way behind on my gardening chores. So I thought I'd just give you a peek at just how far behind I am and how I plan to catch up. So let's go. Well, it's just been a week now since the blizzard of 26 happened here in coastal Rhode Island. And the snow, like I said, we've had a few warmer days, but not enough to melt all of the snow. So a lot of the chores that I would have done in February, like copper fungicide spraying on my fruit trees, did not get done. The other thing that I need to do really badly is pruning back my rose bushes. I haven't done their pruning for the year. I do usually do that in February as well. I grow a kind of climbing rose called New Dawn roses, and they smell so beautiful. I'll stick a picture in here so you can see what they look like. They're so beautiful. There's this clear pink bloom, and they smell like cold apples and citrus kind of rolled all into one with rose scent there as well. And they're just really lovely, and they produce a lot of canes, a lot of side canes, and a ton of flowers too. The entire side of my yard is covered with two plants. I just have two plants, but I have 32 feet, 36 feet altogether of rose canes that cover the two fences on either side. So I have to prune them back for sure. One, to get blooms, to keep them rejuvenated, to keep diseases down. But let me tell you, they are really thorny little suckers. So I just have to kind of wear some gloves and buckle down and get it done. And they do grow really quickly. So there are a lot of canes down there. I do have to trim them back probably 3 or 4 times a year just to make it safe to go in and out of the garden and to work around the fencing of it, especially in mowing the lawn and especially for our dogs, because I don't want them to be wandering around down around the outside of the fence and get caught in those thorns. They have very, very, very nasty thorns on them. So in the meantime, I am doing a lot of weaving, adding stuff to my Etsy shop. I had mentioned earlier I'm rebranding my Etsy shop with a new name and a new style of textiles. I want to focus mostly on coastal style linens and wearables. So I'm working on that too. So I am keeping busy. And I do have plants started inside. This is an example. These are just lettuce plants. This is a variety of different lettuce plants. I have probably 3 varieties in here. Let's see, my favorites. Lola Rosa. I have Slow Bolt. And I have Freckles in here. These are all really cold tolerant, as well as being a really nice soft leaf lettuce. They look very close. These are all individual plants that I transplanted in here so that I could transplant them outside. But again, it is way too cold with all of this snow. I'm hoping that this is our last week of this kind of cold, so I could get some of these cold weather vegetables outside, namely these lettuces and all of my cabbages. There are 3 kinds of cabbages: Copenhagen, Red Rock, and then Red Acre, I believe cabbages all started. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts. Broccoli might be a little bit too early, but certainly Brussels sprouts and kale. Those things can all go out into my sunroom, where I have another grow rack for those to finish growing out, because I need to get my tomatoes started. I do have peppers started. They're doing really, really well, but I don't have tomatoes started yet. And for some reason, my eggplant just did not come up. I don't know why, but I have replanted all of those. I planted a mixture of maybe 5 kinds of eggplant seeds mixed together, sprinkled them on a seed tray, and we're trying to grow them out, but they haven't germinated at all. I'm really not sure why, because everything else is germinating brilliantly here on this little seed starting station I have in my house. Ooh, I want to show you something. This is interesting. I want to show you my celeriac. Now, I've never grown celeriac because I do grow celery, but I've started some celeriac seeds. They need to be potted up, but can you see how many are in there? The seeds are super small. It's just a crazy amount, and there's no way I need that many celeriac plants. But this is how I start seeds. I don't sprinkle one or two in a little cell. I just broadcast start them. Anything that I can up pot, I just do in a broadcast method like this, and then I go in, and once they get about this size, I just prick out the healthiest ones, and I up pot those into their own cells so that one, everything I've got is living and strong and healthy. I don't have to pinch out seeds. And the rest of these, I'll just pull the plants out, feed them to my chickens, throw them right in my compost bucket. Chickens love them, and that way I don't end up with half empty seed cells in a seed starting pack. So that works really well for me. My peppers are all starting to germinate really well, and you can see I do the same thing here. I broadcast my seeds in a row. These are hot jalapeno. These are the not jalapeno up here. These are habanadas. They haven't come up at all. These are all shishito peppers. These are just starting to germinate. Giant Marconi, Ajvarski, and the very end down there, the very, very end row, those big ones, those are all candy cane peppers. The next one over are banana peppers, and then the next row, or two rows, are cubanelles. So again, I broadcast my seeds in a row. I mean, they're not everywhere, but in a row so I can label them. And then I prick them out and I pot them up. Doing that before they get all of their true leaves going gives me a chance to be able to plant these seedlings deeper too, so it gets rid of any legginess. I do run my seed station with 2 lights. I don't know if you can see, they're at slightly different angles here, but I run them with 2 lights just to make sure I have enough light. I don't end up with a lot of bending over or stretched out seedlings. But again, as I go along, now these broccoli, these were a little bit leggy yesterday, and I literally just replanted them lower in their soil block. And as you can see, they're doing just fine. I do have a couple of empty spots. I've replanted those already. I just find that broadcasting the seeds and then pricking them out and potting them up once they're strong really just gives me better results. And I know how many plants I've got going. So if I'm going to do 15 tomato plants all together, I'm going to get 18 of them going. And then I will put 15 in my garden, and those extra 3, I'll find somewhere in my garden to stick them in, most likely, or I'll give them away to somebody. But I don't have to worry about coming up short and having to buy them at the local Home Depot or garden center, which are so expensive for little plants. I just don't think that they should be that expensive for a few seeds and some water. All right, so I am going to try to repot up some of my plants today for the things that I want to keep going. And I am going to spend some time getting some heavy-duty weeding done. Well, again, I wait for the snow to just melt. And hopefully we've got some really warm weather in the next couple of days, up in the 45, almost 50 range. So for New England, that's pretty good. So I'm hoping to get this snow melted off enough. If I could, I'd be out there planting carrots and peas and lettuce seeds, but I have to wait. And in the meantime, I'm going to make good use of my time. So if you enjoy gardening vlogs, homesteading vlogs, canning, food preservation videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps us so much with the algorithm. We are actively trying to grow this channel, and our growth depends 100% on your support. So I thank you for that. And I will see you next time. Take care.